Hi guys, today we're going to be making styrofoam printmaking. To start, we'll need a styrofoam plate, scissors, washable markers, a ballpoint pen, paper, and some sort of bottle. I'm using hand sanitizer because we all have some of that in 2020. To start, I am going to cut out a rectangle in the styrofoam plate. I'm just drawing it out so I can make it, make sure it looks okay. And make sure that you cut it out on the flat part of the plate, so not the curved edges of it. Now that you have your styrofoam rectangle, we're going to lay it on top of one of our sheets of paper and just trace it out so we can have a piece of paper that's the same size and shape as our styrofoam. As you can see, I'm just cutting out what I traced. Now you can draw a design on that piece of paper we just cut out. I'm just doing a simple flower for lesson purposes, but you can be as creative as you want. When you're done with your drawing, we're going to place that on top of our styrofoam piece. You want to line it up with the edges and then trace your design again with your ballpoint pen. And make sure to press a little bit so we can make a little indent in the styrofoam below the drawing. There you can see with the little bit of pressure I did, I made some lines in the styrofoam. If it's not deep enough, you can always go back over it with a pen. Just make sure you don't tear through to the other side. Or you could even draw directly onto the styrofoam. You don't really need the paper if you're feeling adventurous. Now comes the fun part, the part of actually printing. So I'm using a washable marker Usually dark colors will probably work better, so don't use yellow. And I am just gently coloring on top of the styrofoam. And make sure you don't get any ink inside the lines that we did, but also make sure that everything is covered. Once you cover everything with the washable marker, you'll have to be a little quick because you don't want it to dry, but we're just going to flip it on top of the paper. You also want to be gentle when you flip it because you don't want it to smudge on the paper. And then I'm taking my handy dandy sanitizer bottle and putting some pressure on top of the print. Just to make sure that everything's even so all the marker comes off onto the paper. You can also use pop cans or soda cans if that's what you call it, or any type of can or bottle like that. And then you saw how the print turned out, and then the fun thing about prints is you can do multiple. So I'm just going back over it with black, and yeah, it's kind of like it's like making your own stamp, pretty much, is what printmaking is. It's just, you get to be a bit more fancy with it because it's your own design. Now we're just going to repeat the process again. We're going to gently flip it on top of the paper that we have, and then put some pressure on it with our bottle, and then we have our own prints. I hope you've had as much fun as I have with this project, and I can't wait to see what you create.